So maybe we should. So why don't we talk about something that is morally I'm 100% for, which is contraception? Because to me, contraception is pragmatically clearly a good thing. And it sounds like, I don't know, you can clarify, in the Christian nationalist worldview, like condoms should not be available at Walgreens. It should be prescribed by a church authority or something.
Well, I don't understand. Kind of your position here is stupid, right? So on its face, it's illogical.
I will never say what you're saying is stupid, Andrew.
Well, but I mean, that's because the things I'm saying aren't stupid. But this thing you just said here is actually, it's really.
Just to be clear, that was a great retort. And Andrew just fucked me on that. All right, Andrew, come back. Sorry.
Yeah. So anyway, let me make this very clear to you so that you understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
You and I can agree that the thing that makes babies is when you stick a dick in a vagina, correct? That is the necessary component. By you advocating for contraception, you're actually advocating that more penises enter more vaginas. That's an entailment of that position.
What's wrong with more penises and more vaginas in the context of a monogamous relationship?
Because an entailment of that is the more times a penis enters a vagina, the more chances that you're going to have an unwanted pregnancy. That is an entailment. Regardless of all the contraception in the world, the more times a penis goes into a vagina, the more the chances of a pregnancy are going to occur. It's simple stats,
compared to zero.
Compared to zero. So everything out external zero, you're adding a 1. This thus increases the chances of these unwanted pregnancies. Your position is actually illogical. My position is logical. The logical position would be to promote no contraceptions so that the entailment was a pregnancy. That would be the ultimate deterrent.
Very interesting line of logic. Okay, let me present to you how I see it, and you tell me what you think. People have sex all the time, and they are going to have sex, and it's a drive.
No, this is a supposition.
It is a supposition. All right,
but the supposition that's here is that people are going to have sex all the time. However, not very long ago, they were not having sex all the time and having all of these unwanted children. No, because there were no what? Oh, because there were no contraceptions. Right. So the entailment of there being no contraceptions was
more increase in sex.
No. Yeah. Well, yes. It was an increase in sex with more contraceptions, but absent the contraceptions, people weren't having sex because
possibility of pregnancy.
The possibility
and what
of
else?
Pregnancy.
And what else?
Social
possibility of STDs.
Yeah, even better. Nature's deterrent.
Okay, hold on. So I get what you're saying. Like if I it's like safe injection sites, right? It's like, well, if they're safe, obviously people are gonna do it more. Okay. Let me just approach it from a different angle that is not immediately able to be destroyed with such facts and logic. All else being equal. So you're saying if tomorrow, hypothetically, we made condoms and birth control illegal, you think that unwanted or not unwanted, out of wedlock births would go down?
They would almost be eradicated in society immediately.
That's interesting. Now, I could see that being a possibility.
Well, not only is it a possibility, but we can literally point to a time 70 years ago, 80 years ago, 90 years ago, 100 years ago, where this was the case.
Does this include, when I say contraception, do you include treatment for STDs?
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, I wouldn't. I would say that that's medical, right? But here's the thing that's interesting is that there's no treatment that gets rid of genital herpes. There's no treatment that gets rid of genital warts. There's no treatment that gets rid
of like chlamydia and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. They get rid of the clap, but I don't think that people aren't having sex because of the clap. I think that they're wrapping up and things like this, even if they're sterile, right? They've had vasectomies, this type of thing, because they don't want genital warts, genital herpes, things which you cannot get rid of. So the thing is that there's a nature's deterrent is there, but on top of that, by you adding all these contraceptions, you are increasing the likelihood that penis enters vagina. thus increasing the likelihood of unwanted pregnancies, thus increasing the likelihood of abortions. That's your logical train.
Well, let me tell you the presuppositions that I guess could be wrong, and this could be a function of me being imperfect. My assumption is that there are many places where like teenagers and 20-year-olds and stuff are having sex independent of whether they use contraception. A lot of the unwanted pregnancies, unintentional pregnancies, are precisely because they don't use contraception. Right? Condoms have like a 99% success rate.
Well, no. So a lot of the unwanted pregnancies come because you have two factors. The first is abortion is used as a contraception. That's one. So they don't care. So what they do is they go, okay, we're in our throes of passion, and even if I get you knocked up, you can just go get it taken care of. You can just go get it taken care of. But that's the vast majority of abortions. You just said yourself, Plan B, which is half of the abortions, which is used as
Plan B is not
not Plan B, the abortion pill.
I know. The only reason I'm bringing it up is because I got it. Them and people got mad at me.
I get it. It's pedantic, but fine for the purpose of precise language. Okay. We'll just say the abortion pill itself is still being used as a contraception. It's like a post-contraception. So they're like, go take the pill.
That's problematic.
Right? Isn't that what just happened with Fresh and Fit? He told her to go take the pill, right? He's like, nah, go take, go take care of it.
Hardcore degeneracy right there.
Right. So, but the thing is, like, this is the most common practice. And it's the same thing with contraception, with condoms. Sure. So if we look at the societies not too long ago in this society, the very one we live in, in your grandparents' day, this was not occurring. And yet the unmitigated access to contraception and abortion was non-existent.
Sure.
This is because there was an entailment of you put dick in vagina, chick gets prego, you're fucked. That's how it works, right?
There are many things that are different between now and then. We're much less religious nowadays. So you can't immediately attribute the reduction in sex to the existence of contraceptives. It could also just be the reduction of religion and the social norms. That's, I would say.
No. It encouraged men to get married to women earlier so that they could have sex earlier, because women weren't going to have sex with them outside of marriage because they would get pregnant. And that was bad. That was really, really, really bad. So the gatekeepers of sex were like, nah, I got this shit locked up and you ain't getting in there unless I get a ring on this shit. And that's it. So it would promote.
You do a
marriage.
Good woman impression, by the way. You have good impressions. Like when you were talking to Lauren and you're like, if you're filled with the Holy Spirit, and someone else is filled with the Holy Spirit. It's good stuff.
I'll be honest with you. Filled with the Holy Spirit.
Anyway, so I have not heard the line of argumentation, and I'm not saying it's wrong. I just haven't heard it, that if you took out contraceptives, you would see a decrease in sex. I understand the logic. I'll have to go back. Maybe I'll bring a sex expert on, or some degenerate liberal.
But the accountability, the problem is accountability.
Because if you're correct, then suddenly that is more
Paul, like, just think of this entailment here, right? Yeah. Just think of the entailment. If you can have sex with zero accountability, why wouldn't you?
Well, that assumes that someone wants to have sex with me, Andrew. Jesus.
Yeah, I know, but you yourself, if there's a hot woman,
you got to have someone to have sex with.
Yeah, I know, but let's just say there's a hot chick, you really like her, she likes you, and she's like, Paul, we can fuck like rabbits all day and all night, and there's zero consequence. I can't get pregnant. You can't get me pregnant. If you did manage to get me pregnant, I could just go get it taken care of. And on top of all of that,
yeah, it's pretty fucked,
right? There's no STDs you got to worry about.
Well, you could say that the kind of person who'd be willing to do that is not someone you would want to form a relationship with. And sex is inherently bonding. That's
yeah, I know, but I'm just talking from incentives. If you're talking about incentives, what could be a greater incentive than, well, you can just hump me as much as you want, and essentially there's no accountability.
Right,
like what could be a better incentive?
All right, fair enough. This is fun. Let me ask you this.